We now begin the sixth and final section of the Revelation. It brings us the fall of the beast and the descending of the New Jerusalem from heaven. Victory over the beast has been anticipated ever since we turned the corner on the second half of the Revelation, but now the time has arrived. The heavens open, and a rider on a white horse comes galloping out. Though he's unnamed, we have seen him before. We know that masked man. It is Christ, the warrior. And he comes with flaming eyes and a sword from his mouth. He brings judgment on all of God's adversaries. In the midst of the war that has been raging from time immemorial between the forces of evil and God's faithful, the final judgment has arrived. Christ will bring that judgment. With robes drenched in his own blood, reminding us of his death, sacrifice, crucifixion, he comes, now as the Word of God. It is a word that subdues the evil one, reminding us of earlier scenes from the Gospels where Jesus does battle with Satan in the wilderness with that same word. The images that are used to describe this great and terrible battle are straight from Old Testament imagery. As the battle wanes, an angel calls upon the birds to flock to a banquet. A great banquet awaits, the angel announces. But rather than the banquet we were told was coming, the feast of the Lamb, this banquet, the birds will feast on the carrion of the defeated. The beast and the prophet are captured and thrown into a lake of fire and brimstone. The rest of the beast's armies are subdued, slain by Christ and his mighty sword. The judgment is that those who follow the beast, those who ally themselves with the cause of the beast, will face utter destruction. So what did you hear? What did you see? What images were conjured up? Did it remind you of movie scenes? I couldn't help but go back to The Lord of the Rings and some of those vivid Tolkien descriptions. Were there others that reminded you? And where do you see the battle between good and evil raging in your life, in the world around you? And how do you find the Word of God comforting, bringing hope and courage in the midst of this battle that rages? We will continue next time to look at the reign of Christ as he comes once again into our midst. Until then, thank you for joining us.